welcome back to the episode of Stories of Horror. Another episode we dive into the mysteries and the unknowns of the world. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Without further ado, hit the intro. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Stories of Horror. This is episode 15, and you probably already seen the title and probably already know what this is about. It is about skinwalkers. Are skinwalkers real? And before we dive into some of the research and some of the stuff and like the footage that people claim to have, or some of the things and stories that people have in articles, what I knew about skinwalkers before getting into the research, I knew that it came from a Native American culture. It was kind of like a folklore with them, or a myth. Some people thought it was a myth. Some people thought it was real. I don't know if it's real or myth or not. But about a skin, like a creature, humanoid, like shape-shifting being that can transform to different ways. Some people say it's a curse. Some people say it's some type of ritual they do, and some people say, like, you talk about the skinwalkers or mention their name, that they can draw to you in certain areas if you're by them. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of different stories, and people made up or maybe talk about some real stories. There's a lot of different documentaries and research upon them. So this video right here, we're going to dive into some of that stuff and some of the stories, a few stories and a few reactions to some videos that people claim to have caught skinwalkers on video or seen a skinwalker. We're going to dive into all that stuff right here, right now. The mystery surrounding the legend of the shape-shifting beast known as the skinwalker originated in Native American culture. The Navajo legend, skinwalker, was translated from Navajo, Ye Natalushi, which means by the means of it, it goes on all fours. Some other traditions believe skinwalkers are born through magic for evil. Now, most of the cultures, or some of the cultures, they thought it was like a ritual, like a dark magic ritual, and people was turned into the humanoid like being, and they said they use that name to refer to it as a skinwalker because it walks on fours, but it has human skin, and they kind of like draw all that together like that. It's saying it's like a curse type of thing. Some people kind of compared it to werewolves a little bit, saying that a skinwalker is a kind of a werewolf type creature, like curse like thing, where it can transform itself into that. And remember we discussed werewolves on here before, back in the old days, that people said that it was a werewolf curse. They used to go around trying to take people out, kind of like they did with the witches and stuff, and the vampire plague thing they had. They thought that people was vampires based on the certain diseases they had and stuff. So it's a lot of things that can draw into a line of just the supernatural and the creatures and the mysterious things of the world that we may have not found, may have seen yet, of course. But I thought it was interesting to put in here how a lot of the folklores, and I don't know if it's folklore or not, because some of the stuff maybe seem real like that. Kind of a lot of the stories and kind of a lot of the legends like that kind of like had a similar type of originating style, like it originated from dark magic or originated from some type of ritual or something just like sinister and evil or dark. Like it originated from that like that, and not being kind of be brought in by man a little bit like that. But I don't know if it's man-made type of creature, of course, because you don't know what type of like entity it is. You know, we see a lot of like demonic stuff. We see people get like possessed, and we see a lot of different things. Those are not man-made type of things. Those are like something of outsources that we can't control, of realms that we do not know of and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff in the world that to discover. It's a lot of things around the world that we don't know of, and skinwalkers maybe the next big thing, or one of the big things too, just like UFOs and stuff. So I thought it was interesting to add into the story. Now let's continue on the story. Skinwalkers are said to be animalistic physically, from their human state to their skinwalker state. It is also said that each nation has its own version of skinwalkers, each having a different origin and different supernatural powers. Some people in the culture of the skinwalker lore have said that someone can become a skinwalker if they break a sacred rule or commit an act against the ways of the people. It is also said that a bullet or a knife dipped in white ash can kill the mystical creature as well. So when you draw into that, remember I mentioned the werewolves kind of like factor, you know, people like had that little thing they had in movies and stuff like that, and kind of originated from somewhere. People say like the silver bullet can take them out and like that, and you know, a snake is like a vampire. This right here is kind of similar. It's saying a silver bullet can take them out. You know, a bullet can take them out in general, or knife dipped in white ash. It kind of reminded me of the originals. If you guys ever seen the originals, and you see like they have to use the white oak stake to take out the original vampire because it was too powerful and strong and stuff. But I don't know where they kind of got this from. I was researching, trying to look. I couldn't find where they exactly got this from, like using the white ash and using like what's the difference when he had white ash? And I guess the white ash is like prayed over or something, and it's something pure to end something that's not impure like that. So maybe that can be a factor why they use that or something. But I find it interesting. A lot of the supernatural stuff that we discussed, they all have similarities. A lot of similarities in the way they can maybe like you can destroy the evil, or the way the evil is kind of originated in form. And they said like each culture has a different saying that the skinwalkers are different. Like they have different type of supernatural power, supernatural like shape or form they can take like that. And I thought that was interesting to put into the video as well. Like they all have like a different like whereabouts. So they all like part of the same umbrella. They all kind of branch out differently. You know, it's kind of like you're like X-Men mutants. You know, they all mutants, but they all have different powers. They all have different powers, different things, but they all still label as mutants. So I don't know exactly what every skinwalker has or what type of like every culture have. But I was focused on more like the main skinwalker like culture that people like kind of like go with and talk about. And they they see like the shapeshifting being, humanoid being, big being that can I guess cause damage and cause a lot of harm. We've seen there's a lot of stories they had on the internet talking about how it was like killing people, animals on the farm, and people getting attacked. Somebody got attacked from it. And I don't know if they died from just a wild animal attack or they died from the humanoid creature known as a skinwalker. But we're gonna dive into a story, and we dive into that next. Back in 1996, a couple were introduced to the lore after some strange events at their ranch. Terry and Gwen Sherman claimed to have seen UFO hovering over their property. Then 7 of their cows died or disappeared. It's reported that 2 cows was found, one being found with a hole cut into the center of its eye and the other having its rectum removed. Terry and Gwen had many more strange occurrences that happened at the ranch, which led to them selling it. The UFO enthusiast group bought the property in 1997 on March 12th. Bigelow employee biochemist Dr. Colin Keller spotted a large humanoid figure perched on a tree. Keller shot at the alleged skinwalker with a rifle, which led to it fleeing. The creature left claw marks and imprints on the ground. Keller said this was signs of a bird of prey, maybe a raptor print, but huge, and from the depths of the print, a very large, heavy creature. Keller later down the line found a cow with blood drained from its body and other occurrences around the ranch, which led to a different type of investigation. So it's a documentary that I forgot the exact name of the documentary. I think it's a Skinwalkers Ranch or something like that. But if you type in Skinwalkers Ranch, you should pop it up. It should pop up for you to watch it. But they discovered a lot of different crazy things happening in that ranch. They originally bought it so they can look and see like UFOs. Then they eventually kind of led to them seeing like crazy stuff, supernatural type stuff, and seeing like a humanoid creature and the blood getting drained out of cattle and seeing animals slaughtered and eaten and stuff like that. Some crazy things and weird things happen. You'd think maybe it's like an animal attack or something, but what animal is draining blood completely out of a cattle or something like that and leaving big claw marks like that? Not a bear. It's bigger than a bear's and like look kind of like weird, like almost like a person, but not a person. So like it kind of led them to going down that path of maybe encountering a humanoid figure, just like like a skinwalker, alleged skinwalker in that article and stuff. It's a documentary. They talk about all the occurrences that happen and stuff like that. It's a lot of more stories out there too by people saying that they saw skinwalkers. And they're saying that if you talk about skinwalkers, they come to you. Well, I have a guy on my side who is undefeated, and that's Jesus. So skinwalkers ain't coming to me. I'm talking about skinwalkers, but it says certain areas that skinwalkers that draw to you, and they come to you like in certain places like that. And people have like these different stories of encounters of seeing them, and it's some footage of people who claim to have saw skinwalkers. I haven't watched the footage yet, but I'm about to watch it right now with you guys right here. So maybe my first time watching it. I think it's like 12 or 13 minutes long. I'm already just bookmarked it. I said I'm gonna watch it for the video, and that's what we get into next on the video right here. So let's get into that right now. I couldn't find any like quick videos to like react to. Do like a compilation of like the skinwalkers like caught on camera or anything. I did find some documentaries, but they like 2 or 3 hours long. So maybe in the future, I'm probably thinking like episode 25, something like that, 25th episode. I do like a watch along with you guys, can like react to the documentary of this and come back to this later down the line. But yeah, so we're skipping past the reaction part. So in conclusion, I would say that on skinwalkers being real or not real, I always do this for videos like this. I would say I'm going to give it 50-50. I'm neutral. I'm neutral in the fact of it being real or not real. You know, it's a lot of crazy things. We know we've seen. I believe in that there's, of course, demonic possessions and all types of different supernatural stuff like that in the world too. We've seen people get possessed. We've seen like demonic things and entities. If you believe in the good of like Jesus and God and angels, then there's probably bad. And just like in the world, there's good people, there's bad people. There's always the opposite to opposite. Winners, losers, good, bad, hot, cold, and etc. etc. Like that. So I feel like it maybe could be something like that out there. I'm not 100% certain. Some of the articles that we read, the article we read on here about the story, about the ranch and stuff, kind of give us a little bit of a factor, a little bit, but I'm not 100% certain about exactly if it actually is real. That SkinWalkers is actually real. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like and subscribe. And this right here just changed the background to something crazy. So I guess the SkinWalkers are real. They're in my house trying to change my background. But leave a like for this video, subscribe, and leave a comment, and let me know what you want to see next. I don't have an idea what I'm doing next on the next episode. I'll figure out something, but if you guys leave a suggestion enough time, I can do the research, or if I already know about it, I can make a video on it. Leave it down below in the comment section. But I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.